Hello and welcome to Ho Ho Hotel, the only podcast where we capture secret security footage of Santa Claus railing hookers in mysterious hotels. I'm your host, Spencer Crittenden, and this is my new hobby. And I'm here, of course, as always, with Kevin Day. What's up, Kevin? How's it going?
Hey, good. I wasn't prepared for that intro. I never really know what you're saying, and this is a little bit of a weird show for us.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. I'll give you that.
You'll notice, or maybe you'll notice, that my eye line is different because we are in the same fucking place for once. That's so crazy. I mean, here's the thing, Kevin. We've met. Yes. I've seen you in real life all the time, but it's been so long, you kind of forget that you're actually like a real flesh and blood person. I've seen you more recently than I'm even thinking, the last time. Like, you were out here last. I took you to, like, here, right?
Yes, pretty much the same building I'm in right now.
But somehow seeing you right now, I guess it's because it's in a podcasting context, is like, wow, this is weird. It's also weird to record a podcast in person. I think maybe that's what's so uncomfortable. I don't like being in person.
Well, this is going to do a lot to crush those rumors, though, that you and me are the same person.
Yeah.
That's been a persistent, dogged rumor since Harmontown.
Yeah, I'm still questioning whether or not you're like some sort of deep fakes. You know what they're doing with robots these days. Have you seen those Elon Musk robots?
I have.
Yeah?
I feel like I'm a little bit more realistic than that, but not by much.
Yeah, I mean, here's, who cares? No, this is never coming out. But like, the robots, this existed, right? This is there. Maybe it has it existed, having like body doubling robots? Obviously there's telepresence robots, but the idea of like a bot, that is kind of new, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any one specific piece that is new, but this combination of technologies probably is at least sort of new.
That's the thing. Like, obviously they're just trying to sell the grift or whatever, because that's like, oh, you get to own a robot that does everything for you and watches your children. Like, what? That's what we need a robot for, is to watch children. Like, why is that the thing you bring up? Like, it's not only is that heartless and terrible, but also it's just like children can kind of watch themselves anyway. It's like, that doesn't even seem like cook for your children. I mean, sure, yeah. But like, but a robot that can do stuff far away by body doubling you, that actually, you could sell that. Probably not for the price point they wanted, but you could sell that, right? Don't you think?
Yes. Although I do say, having a small child in my house, the robot is in more danger than the child is.
That's what I'm saying, is that, like, not only is it like, for small children, you don't want that. And then for older children, you don't really need that. It's like you've reinvented a latchkey kit, except with a complicated latch key, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Then there's like 2 robo-taxis or something. The one that Elon got in, there's the guy remote controlling it. That was great. It's great that it's in like such this obvious shot. Like, at least like hide behind the corner and use a camera to watch. Like, don't be looking right at the car. I don't know, whatever. You could be in a control room with all sorts of cameras, like, it's so fucking cheap.
I mean, like, I embarrassingly own a Tesla, and I can tell it, I can be standing like at the front door of Target and say, "Car, come to me."
Wow.
And it will do that. But I don't trust it enough to do that.
Without running over children?
Yes, because it does so many stupid things. I don't know that I believe that it's going to do that accurately enough.
Yeah.
Like, maybe when we're done with here, we should play with that. Like in the parking garage where there's nobody else around.
I guess it can see walls at the very least, you'd think. I don't know. But, like, so the robo-taxi, I'm sure this is me being wrong, but because the interior is so fucked. But like, when he got into like the robo-taxi, I was like, that just looks like another car with like sheet metal put over it to make it look like a different car, But I don't know. One of the weird things about Teslas, I think Cybertrucks are the same way, is they're sparse interiors, right? I mean, you're used to it, but I just like, anytime I've been in a Tesla, I've just found that so bizarre and unsettling. Like, it's not like I need, bells and whistles, but having those like grants this sort of comfort and familiarity, that's just not there. I don't know. I mean, you're used to it.
It's very sterile. It's very surprisingly low frills for what you get.
Right.
But they kind of like, we spend all the money on the parts that matter. And I'm like, yeah, but I still want comfortable seats. I still want, it's the Teslas are probably the most expensive cars you can buy that don't have things like CarPlay and Android Auto and all that. Like, it doesn't have any of that.
Well, that's because they have to like spend money on a deal, right?
Yes,
like
you have to make a deal with Google and Apple for those. But it does have Steam, so you can play Steam games on your car when it's parked.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, I don't mind that. Like, you actually showed me a picture where it was telling you to like play Vampire Survivors, and it's like I can dig that.
Yeah, it nags you while you're charging. Hey, you got time to kill. Why don't you play a game?
I'm gonna take a kick. You keep talking. I'm gonna try and take a spam call in the air.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
So while Spencer's taking this spam call, yeah. So I've had a Tesla since before Elon was crazy. I was like one of the early opt-in buyers for it, and like I kind of regret that now because Elon's crazy and I don't have a lot of faith in the company anymore. But it's still a decent car.
Yeah, I mean, it's a car.
Yeah,
it rolls around.
It does everything I asked it to. It has a lot of features that I probably don't care about,
Yeah. Man, you got to imagine that's going to be hard to get out with the noise canceling. But the thing about the spam calls is there's always a delay. And in this case, there wasn't ever a sound. It was just delay. But like the delay is like such an obvious tell because like, it's like, well, you should be talking. Why aren't you you called me, you're not prepared to talk to me. It's like an auto dialer or it's about to play like a recording button. And then you ever get those, I mean, you probably aren't, it's stupid enough to fucking pick up, but like the auto, like you get the robocalls and there's the delay and then there's someone like who's like sounds like they're really far away to disguise the fact that it's on audio recording and they're like, hello? Like to kind of put you on your back foot to be like, oh, am I in trouble? And then they launch into like, I'm calling from the police and we're telling you the police. And it's like, yeah, I get it. But like, that's another tell is like that. Hello is like, I am not like, even if you're a real person, I need you to come in with not this energy if you want me to listen to you.
Well, a lot of it too is they're trying to trick you into saying the word yes. So that they can later doctor that phone call to make you sound like you're saying yes to something else later. So the first question is almost always, can you hear me now? Or can you hear me okay? They're trying to make you say yes.
Yeah.
So that later, even if you're saying no to whatever it is they're trying to send you or do or whatever, they've got you saying yes multiple times.
Those fucking idiots. They should just listen to the podcast. We've been doing it for years. But I mean, affirmative, is that better? But I was in a Whole Foods and I got a call. I think this one was actually a real call from like a medical institution that I needed to take. I'm not sure, but I got a call and they're like, and I was like, hello, and then nothing, and then I was like, hello, and then they were like, are you there? And I was like, hello. And then they were kind of sounding pissed and they were like, can you hear me? And I was like, okay, hello. Because it's like, I'm saying what you say when you get on the phone.
Yes.
And they're being like, what's happening? It's like, start talking and then we'll figure out if I can hear you or not. Like, you haven't said anything to be heard. You're like, ugh, I hate this. On a more sober note, man, I just saw this headline. I think the article was either paywalled or giving me troubles, but it was like a Guardian's paywalled, right? I don't know. About like a 14-year-old kid that committed suicide and like they found in like the chatbot logs he was talking to that he told it like, oh, I came up with a plan to kill myself, but I'm afraid that it could be really painful or I'll regret it or something. And the chatbot was like, that's not a reason not to do it, which is like, you're laughing, but and now I'm laughing. This is great. Clip this. But like, you got to shut this shit down. Like, we can't be. Here's the thing. I have faith that computer techs could make that not happen. So the fact that they aren't making it not happen means they should be fucking executed. They should be broken on the wheel. Like, it's insane. I can't fathom and that's the ethics going into everything else they're doing. It's just like, I can't it's, obviously people are messed up regardless of new technologies, but like, we don't need to be giving them like an option. Like, I want to say like people used to like put their head in the oven. And then they changed ovens to make that a harder thing to do. And like, it helped. Like it didn't like end the problem permanently, but it helped a lot. And that's a big thing with like gun violence. People are like, oh, if if you want to stop suicide by gun, like if you just take away the guns, they won't do it. They'll do it. And it's like, yeah, let them do it a harder way. You know, like it's not unreasonable. That's what they call harm reduction, right? It's not unreasonable to just lower the numbers and make it more difficult to do this stuff. This is what a great start. We should put this at the end. Boy, howdy. I don't know. Kevin's in the house, y'all. And we got Kevin sent me this final boss sour. He sent it to me. He handed it to me at the parking lot. No, he sent it to me a while ago, and we never got to it. And he I don't know. It has like this video game theme with like different things. The characters represent different stuff. There's Beaster, Built-in, Moo, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Then it says level 4 and the final boss are coming soon? What does that mean?
Did they not even give you the...
It's called Final Boss. And the final boss isn't
in the box.
Well, that's fine. But it's just like, don't tell me. I wouldn't have assumed, like, I just would have assumed level 3 was the final boss. But they're saying, like, no. I mean, I guess that's like, oh, you know, you got to get it. Man, there's writing all over this shit. Is this candy or fruit or what? Yes, it's dried fruits blended with sour acids. Okay. Who is the final boss? He's the dude who made everything in Gooberland Sour. I think, like, the video game world has made it Gooberland Sour. There's Jaw Slicer and Clarissa. Clarissa is a cat. It just seems like a boy cat. But I mean, a boy cat can be named Clarissa. At some point soon, his level of sour will be released and he may reveal his true form. Holy shit.
There's a lot of lore to this candy.
I know. I like candy with lore, honestly. And this is the VIP pack. And then there's Hank the Honey Badger and Quinny the Quokka. I think they're the good guys. Oh, boy. Okay. There's point value. Oh, no. I thought there was point values with their calorie counts.
Okay, well.
Okay.
No, that says epic. One of them says, I'd read from this angle here.
Well, they're all epically sour, I believe.
Okay.
Thing. But the levels are the ones that you really got to pay attention to. Okay.
So complicated.
Am I talking good enough that we don't have to cut this out?
I think so, yeah. This is establishing world building here.
It's the lore. We're getting the lore. So I'm trying to find all the level 1s. Oh, these are level 1s. Okay, we got level 1, Arachnothorn, Jaw Slicer, and Clarissa. No, that's not even true. Level 1 is Beaster, Lardsworth, and Arachnothorn. Okay, so Arachnothorn is Cranberry. Is this good? Is this good podcasting?
I think so.
Here's the thing. If you want better podcasting, give me more money and we'll make Kevin drink poison. There's also Lardsworth, who's blueberries. And there's Beaster, who's sour strawberries. Do you want to pick one of these?
Let's go for the sour strawberries.
Okay, so this feels like it's enough that we can have.
Yeah,
we can share. But open that up.
Okay,
and see.
I got some sour strawberries here.
And that's Beaster, the angry cow. He looks like a cow who commits domestic violence. Is that a good thing to joke about?
It's very slimy inside.
Yeah, because they're dried fruits that have been candied. It's not like candy per se.
So this is what I don't know. It looks like a kidney, possibly.
Yeah, it looks like it just looks. It looks,
and it's very sticky.
Yeah, I don't like how much stuff is on my hands.
Hold on, let me grab some paper towels while you.
Okay, Kevin's gonna grab some paper towels, and I guess I'm just gonna eat this on the air. Is that good?
It's great.
This whole thing is so good. I mean, this is what you call delicious. Obviously, it's level 1, but for something pitched as a challenge, this is less sour than Sour Patch Kids.
Okay, let me let's try.
So, I'm just going to start digging out very delicious, honestly.
That is really good.
But not sour. I'm impressed. I guess I was expecting more of like a one-chip challenge situation, you know?
I was expecting fake fruit. You know, like really...
Yeah, like candy.
Yeah.
Let's go for sour cranberries for level 2. Now, okay. Oh, I'm not talking to the mic. Kevin, don't fix the mic.
Okay, I won't.
Now, Jaw Slicer is level 2 cranberries. And you know how we feel about level 2 cranberries. Good. This is all good. This is all staying in.
I'm not making any cuts to this.
Yeah. And if you do, you're out of here. Now, these kind of look craisin-esque rather than cranberrish.
Yes, they do.
I keep trying to use a camera that's not on this. I'm looking at this Asus monitor of some sort. What is this, by the way? Is this a tablet?
It's just a portable monitor.
It's a portable monitor. It's very cool. And I'm just assuming there's a laptop cam in it, but there's not. I'm using this camera. But let's just do it. I don't know. Yeah, definitely craisin.
Yeah.
Now, this is like what I would expect level 1 to taste like.
This has more tang to it.
Yeah.
The sourness is a lot more present.
You'd say it's quite sour, but it's still not challenging, right?
No.
Less than a warhead. That's kind of... So this box, 2/3 of the box are not as sour as warheads, which are not pitched as a challenge item, right?
Yeah.
I mean, again, very delicious. Although maybe this one... I mean, I'm not a big cranberry fan, so that might be part of it. But maybe this one is less delicious. Like, the strawberries, I'd chomp down all the strawberries, no problem. But this one, not so much. I don't know that I'm a big cranberry fan. But now it's time for Connie. Just Connie. Connie seems to be a weasel or a ferret of some sort. Connie Carnival. Oh, so Connie is like the boss of a level. The Connie Carnival level. Okay, we got to get back up. Hold on. Let me look at this lore again.
There's a lot of story behind this.
This could be a whole like D&D campaign. So Quinny the Quokka is the main character. Quinny's fruit senses have brought her and Hank to the Goomire wetlands to find cranberries that pack a stronger punch. So that was level 2. I should have read level 1 first. Oh, Kevin, move this around. It doesn't make any sense.
No, this is perfect.
The final boss is unleashed and everything's sour now. Hank and Quinny are crossing the Darren-Getty to snatch level 1 strawberries guarded by Beaster, the sour strength coach who doesn't take no guff. So Beaster might actually be like a tough but fair mentor figure, I think. It's unclear. But yeah, Connie Carnival is the level that Connie controls. And Connie is the fair's operator, owner, mascot. This weasel, so it's a weasel, is squatting on a stash of the most sour blueberries yet. Can you handle them? Man. I like this branding. The branding, it's very strange, but I think I like it more than I have any right to. The branding might be the biggest success of this packaging. I got 3 of them. I think I'll just do one at a time.
All right.
You go first.
All right, I got a little baby one here.
I say you go first, and then I
All right, that is more sour. It's not like painful sour.
No, it's fine. It's still not Warhead level.
No.
Do Warheads still exist?
There's a candy store by here. We should go find out after this.
Let's take the cameras. We'll do a remote piece. We're going live to us in the future. Probably not. It's probably not going to be. But hey, it could be. You never know. We do have 55 minutes to film. But, oh boy. I told Kevin we might want to prepare some drinks in case this is the fucking hot sauce thing all over. Remember the hot sauce on Harmontown? And I was like, you guys, you can't be trying the hot sauce. I feel so stupid about that. Because then Hot Ones came out, you know, and that's like the whole point. It's like, it is good content. But here's the thing. Like, the last dab or whatever, the bad stuff that they do on that, you don't want to start with that. And you don't want to be all like, you don't want some audience member going like, hey, do you want to just try the last dab because I'm an asshole and I'm here and I'm asking you? Like, that's weird. So I feel like my instincts were right about the vibe. But also, I was trusting very heavily that it actually was as hot as they claimed. But it was just like normal hot sauce, basically. Ugh. My past. I don't like my past. I don't like my present.
The future, that's where we're headed.
I mean, it's not looking good. I used to like, honestly, who knows? This is probably stuff related to stuff in the book. But I used to imagine like the zombie apocalypse or various kinds of apocalypse. And then I'm like, and then I'll be set because I'll just like go away and be alone. And then I'll just like have to find roots and berries or something, and I don't have to like deal with people. It'll just be all over. Yeah. Oh. What's new with you, Kevin?
On a business trip out here, had to stop and see Spencer while I'm in LA.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
I know. There's not been a lot going on with my life otherwise, though. I've just been traveling and, seeing new things. I stopped at the Petrified Forest on the way here.
What was that like?
It was so desolate. It's really hard to explain just how just dead it looks. Like, it's not even just like sand in a desert. It's like sand and dead things, like dead plants and dead trees and dead everything. So that somehow made it worse than just sand, I think.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, though. I love being there. It's just, I can't imagine like being one of the early explorers walking through this and not thinking you've entered some other planet or something. So it doesn't look like anything natural. There's, these super shiny, sparkly, petrified pieces of forest, wood all over the place, so it looks like there are these crystals everywhere, but they're actually like million-year-old dead trees. So that's really pretty. I really enjoyed doing that. That was something I've wanted to see for my whole life, and I'm like, well, I'm nearby it. Let's do that.
Yeah, sometimes like you look at like weird rocks on the beach and stuff, and occasionally, very rarely, you'll see like a chunk of what people call petrified wood. I'll take their word for it. I'm not making any claims. But it definitely does look like, I don't know, it kind of looks like a chunk of a railroad tie, but way smaller, or like a chunk of a telephone pole or something, but way smaller, and then all broken up, but it's just made out of rocks. It's really interesting. How, we should look this up. What if the podcast was us looking stuff up? This is great. This is so good. I was so excited about this idea. I must have assumed I had something to talk about. But I don't know. It's interesting, the idea of wood petrifying, right? Don't you think?
I mean, it's not something I ever would have just left to my own devices would have thought happened.
Right, yes.
Like wood decomposes. That's what wood does. It doesn't turn into stone.
Yeah. Yeah. You know about peat? Like the moss or the bog?
Uh-huh.
That shit's crazy. They found like a body in a peat bog. That was ages ago, and it was not perfectly preserved, but it basically like liquefied, and so it was just like a flesh, like a skin bag of like putrefied goop, basically. Peat bogs.
That's their life goal right there.
Yeah,
turning into a peat body.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to be Pete. I could change my name, but it's important in global warming. Just talking about podcasts I listen to. I mean, most of what I say at any given time is talking about podcasts I listen to. Oh boy, I started a new job. I work at a place. I work at an unspecified place where I drive cars around. Sometimes I drive cars around, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I applied for the job. Here's the thing about applying for jobs. I don't know if you know this, Kevin, but you apply for a job and then it's like, hey, we're the future now. We can transfer all of your information that's saved into Indeed.com or LinkedIn and put it in the forms automatically. And then you're like, great, do that. And they're like, okay, we've done that. Do you want to check and make sure it's okay? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll make sure. And it's like, yep, this is all what I would put in there. And it's like, great, we've sent that along. Now fill out these forms. And it's the exact same information, including like the fucking, are you a veteran? Are you disabled? What's your demographics and stuff? And I'm like, okay, great. And it's like, okay, you want to check them? And I'm like, yes. It sure does look the same as the information I already sent. And it's like, okay, now fill out these forms. It's the same fucking thing again. And then like, yeah. So this time it was successful. I got the job. But like, so an HR person called me and they were like, so this is like a part-time job that pays, I don't even want to say.
Okay.
It pays $17 an hour. Okay. Which it's just the first job. I'm looking for other jobs. Don't tell them that. But and it's part-time. I think there's like 3 days we can work, and technically we might be able to pick up a spare shift or so. But it's not even necessarily a full 8-hour day because you're driving a car. And if you drive the car fast enough, you don't take up the whole time. But of course, if there's traffic, you could take out more than the whole time, pick up some overtime. I don't know if you know about this, Kevin. But so the HR person was like, blah, blah, blah. Are you a murderer? And I'm like, no. And they're like, are you a dipshit? And I'm like, no. And they're like, what have you been doing? Like, your resume says you work in Hollywood. And I was like, yeah, I work in Hollywood. I drove a lot for my job. I never got in an accident. I never got a ticket. I'm like such a safe. I had a driving job and I did a good job. Doesn't that qualify me for a driving job? And the HR person's like, that's very interesting. Do you have any ambitions of getting another Hollywood job? And I was like, well, the pay is $17 an hour and it's part-time. Do you expect me to pay my bills with just this job? And she was like, well, we're looking for people to stay long-term, so we don't want to hire someone and train them and have them like leave for a different job. And I was like, well, if you're not paying that much, it might be hard to retain people, And they're like, so are you looking for other jobs? Are you going to continue to pursue employment? And then I literally was like, no. And they took it as like, yeah, okay, great. And so they set me up with a real interview. The real interview was fine. Honestly, like my experience working at Harmon Quest, and I was always good at interviews. But my experience working at Harmon Quest is really good for interview questions because it's like, what's a time you were in dire stress? And it's like, I was doing like multiple jobs at once and running a show. Like I just explained like what I was doing and on time, under budget, all these great things to say. And they're like, have you ever had to deal with a bad situation? I'm like, yes, I could tell you many things. And then they're like, have you ever had to deliver like tough news to someone? I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you give notes and sometimes it's really hard. And then we work together to, and so like, I'm like, and I'm clearly doing like, it's hard to tell if I'm doing a good job, but I'm clearly like not dazzling them. That sounds dumb, but I am like, okay. And then they offered me the job on the spot. So I was like, great, now I can look for a real job. But so, yeah, the thing is throughout this whole process, I felt like, the HR person also like didn't call me at the time they called me. And then later they were like, oh, I had technical difficulties. And it's like, technical difficulties preventing you from calling me, a person you already have the number of? Like, and then like she sent me an email about like the where to go for the interview. And like one of the email things said like dress business casual or something, which I guess there are stupid people that like don't know that. But like, if you have to, don't tell them that. Let them weed themselves out. Like, yeah. I don't know. So that email was like, what the fuck are they doing over there? And then the hiring process, the interview wasn't that bad. But also in the email that was all the information, it didn't tell me where to go. And it's like, if I were the HR person, I would tell someone like where to go. Like, because the address was like actually 7 different business addresses that were like 2 or 3 of them are at the bottom of a hill. And then one is like, or 3 or 4 like at the top of a hill. Right. And there's different entrances. None of the entrances are marked. It doesn't say which entrances are marked. It doesn't say which building it is. It doesn't say which parking lot you're supposed to park in. There's like 4 parking lots. And so like, I would just say like, it's this building, park in this lot, it's just like, and these are the hiring people. So just the whole time I was like, these HR people are fucking dumb. I hate them. I hope they don't listen to this podcast. And then I had to go to Orange to get like the orientation. And the orientation was so fucking bullshit. It was all the kind. It was like one of them that was like, you need to take your lunch. It's like everyone who's ever had a job knows about like why lunches are important in the time clock and stuff. And then they did so we were going through all this stupid shit. They had us watching this video, and they were like, okay, just so you know, the video audio is going to go up and down. And it does. It starts really quiet. It gets louder. It gets too loud. It starts going back down. And it's like, there's like 12 people being oriented right now. Like, you can't pass some 20-year-old like $100 bill and let them fix the audio levels in Premiere. Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, none of the orientation, like all of it was broken. Just fucking not. And none of the information even mattered. It was just like, here's the fucking old guy that started this and he based it on, this sort of thing. And he values good stuff. And it's like, oh, that's weird. All the companies I work for brag about valuing bad stuff. It's good that I understand that I'm working for a place that actually cares about me and pays me $17 an hour. And then they're like, and so sign this, and they're talking about all this stuff and what it is and what it means to sign it. And then there's a paper that says, binding arbitration agreement. And they're like, and just sign this, it's a formality. No, not even not saying a single word on it. At the end of the thing, it says, if you do not understand this document, consult with an attorney before signing it. And also they're like, you have to turn these all in. So there's not time to consult. Obviously, it's like what the attorney's going to say, don't sign it. This is insane. You're signing up. The fucking Uber Eats binding arbitration thing where someone died, the wife died or something. Jesus Christ. The world is binding arbitration is one of the new evils of the world. It's one of the most evil things. But, just seeing that, not just seeing that, but seeing how they didn't even mention the words binding arbitration, just sign this and moving on to 10-minute breaks was I was getting so pissed. I almost just walked out of the orientation, but it's they're going to kill me anyway. It's not like it's going to matter. Oh, I'm going to sue you for killing me. Who's going to sue you? You're who cares? So I signed it, you got to sign it. I mean, and here's the thing, audience, and this. But that's all normal. Everyone has to sign these things now. It's still fucking evil. But I don't know. But so then we do another orientation, and the another orientation's don't say weird jokes, that's sexual harassment. And then we have to pass a test that's don't say weird jokes, that's sexual harassment. Then my first actual day, it's weird jokes nonstop. It's just a wall, walking into a wall of weird jokes, almost terrible body odor. Everyone at this company is really, most of the people at the company are really old. And so yeah, of course they're, they love sexual harassment. That's their old people's main hobby is sexual harassment, I find. But no one's sexual harassing me. Well, they are. That's the thing. Me being party to these jokes is making me uncomfortable, which makes it sexual harassment. But, this is what do you expect? But then we actually started doing the job where it's oh, we're driving and you get to drive. And I'm like, hey, this is great. I fucking love this. The problem is there's just not enough driving. There's a lot of sitting around being driven. There's a lot of sitting around, but the driving part is awesome. I went to In-N-Out in the car that I was on. And you're supposed to. That was one of the things in orientation. They're like, you can go to In-N-Out. And I was like, I will. It was awesome. But just being alone in a car, driving it to a place I'm supposed to, and then peeling off to get gas or lunch, it's fucking awesome. But no money. And no hours. If I was the full-timers get most of the jobs, the drives assigned to them. And, the rest of us kind of pick up the scraps. And that's not the end of the world. It's just if you did this more, it actually would be probably a solid job. And probably they get paid a tiny bit more too. Who knows? Kevin hasn't talked.
Are you enjoying it so far, what you've done though? Is it, what the days that you have worked, have you walked away going never again? Or yeah, I could do that again tomorrow?
No, I like it. I really like it. Other than the people I work with. But it's not the end of the world, because most people are just sitting in a car and chilling, and not saying too much other than weird jokes once in a while. But it's all fine. It's certainly much better than it was actually about what I expected it to be once I started to understand what it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But it was better than I expected I would get as a stopgap job, other than the money. But the actual day to day is cool. I mean, today, who knows? Today was not a good day because there was a system. There's you're supposed to call in the day before to see if you have to come in. Although people were saying basically you don't have to do that. You just come in on your assigned days and there'll be something to do. And but today there was an issue with the call-in system. So a bunch of people were told to come in and there wasn't enough jobs for them because the system wasn't working. So they gave out, and this was less routes than they gave out any other day. But they gave out a few routes and then they're the rest of you, if you were called in, stay. If you weren't called in, stay for 2 hours and then clock out. And I don't know if I was called in or not. I think I'm too early to actually be on the call-in system. So I just stayed 2 hours and then clocked out. which I don't know. It didn't seem like there would be any work coming through. Otherwise, I would have actually stuck it out. Well, I don't know. I hate fucking waiting. That's like my least favorite thing to do in any job is just waiting, especially for something like that. It's just like tell me what to do and I'll get it done. Otherwise, like, let me go. Like, I don't, whatever. My last job had a lot of waiting, which really sucked because also you could do the job from home. So it's like, well, let me go home. If there's work to do, let me do it from home. Like, don't have me staying here in prison, like incumbent on like, the other thing is we never had to come in, like, we were always supposed to be in early. You never had to come into early. There was never anything to do before like 1 ever. And if there was, just tell us, we'll get over there and we'll lose maybe a half hour of productivity. We were working like late into the night every time. So it's like the half hour is not like the load bearing factor. Whatever. What else am I pissed about? I started improv class. Did I talk about this?
A little bit.
I dropped my improv class.
Okay, you haven't talked about that part yet.
Yeah, it's been fun. But yeah, I had like we've been swapping like different subs, and so we got different subs. Since I dropped the class, they gave me a voucher that I can sign up for cheaper, and I got they shouldn't. So if you're in UCB, don't listen to this. But I also signed up on a Groupon. So with the Groupon and the voucher, I basically am only paying for just one normal cost class to start over the new class, So yeah, great stuff. Great podcast. Jesus Christ. And you know what? Go ahead. You're going to say, you seem to want to say something.
No.
Kevin,
I'm laughing at you.
Kevin's always trying to ply an agenda on the podcast.
Yes, that's my goal here. My hard right agenda. I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, and if you're in the comments or the Reddit, let us know what you think Kevin's agenda is. That's the new game: is what's Kevin's agenda?
There was that really nice post someone made on Reddit of saying, "Please stop drinking horrible things to please us."
Yeah,
which was a little touching.
That's what I was saying. And speaking of which, we're gonna try a new drink.
Yes, we are.
Pull it out, the Ted Lasso Power Hour, or whatever the fuck.
All right. So here is Ted Lasso soda, which I guess Spencer did some Googling on and realized that this is it is a label.
Well, Wolf Puppy did some Googling and they found out, I think Wolf Puppy's a he, but they found out that this is just from a company who makes these. And this flavor is a random flavor because they just add this wrap to whatever they have left over. And it becomes the Ted Lasso beverage. Well, the camera's propped up on cups.
Yeah, we might have to take it here.
Do you want to share germs? I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that if you are.
Okay. Well, who wants to go first then? It's blue.
Oh, it's blue? Mm-hmm. That's never a good sign.
It has a very candy flavor. This is the same company that makes Mega Man energy drinks, which I believe are also blue. Okay. So it could very well be a Mega Man energy tank drink, which is honestly the best possible outcome.
It is Ted Lasso Mega Man.
Yeah, it smells like blue raspberry. You want to smell it?
Yes, it's blue raspberry. Maybe supposed to be like cotton candy blue raspberry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very much, it almost has that cough medicine sort of like back in your throat taste.
Yeah.
From the smell. It's just from smell so far.
So about that job again. So you know how like this is like a science metaphor where like if you're in a raft on a river, mm-hmm. It doesn't look like you're going down the river. It looks like the land is passing by you. Mm-hmm. I was tested. My IQ was tested as at genius, not genius level, beyond genius level. So my basic it's been a long time, and I've probably told this story, but my basic understanding of IQ is it's based on the bell curve, which is based on statistical standard deviations. Mm-hmm. And the way standard deviations bell curve works is that most things are within 2 standard deviations of the mean. And so you have the top of the bell curve is absolute average intelligence, and then most of them are within 1 standard deviation of that. So 1 above, 1 below. I'm mirrored. Mm-hmm. Or not mirrored. Yeah. I'm mirrored. Jesus Christ. The genius level intellect. And then, so that's most of them. But then if you go 1 more to 2 standard deviations, now you got almost all of them. And what's remaining is outliers. And then once you go to 3, I think that's what genius level is 3 above. And so that's basically like 99+% are like inside 3. And so like at 3 or near 3 and past 3 are like genius level. And so when I got my IQ tested, the guy said that I didn't have an IQ. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I get my IQ tested. Like, I don't like IQ anyway. No one likes IQ. But if I'm going to get it tested, I want to have like a number I can tell someone. And then so he's explained this to me. And this was before I took statistics. So like it wasn't really until I understood statistics that I really understood exactly what this meant. But he was like, okay, so 3 standard deviations is high genius level or something. And you're 5 standard deviations. So you're 2 past that. And the IQ scale is not meant to go that high because it's based on the bell curve. So it's like there's not a practical number you can give to that. The river, it's flowing. What I'm trying to say is that when you're really smart, you don't feel really smart. You just feel like everyone else is a fucking dumbass. And so when I was training at this job, the people would be like, okay, you write this here. This is our departure time. And you write this here. This is our arrival time. And then people are like, okay, so what do we put in this box? And it's like the departure time. And they're like, okay, what about this one? The arrival time. And then what's this box? That's where we're coming from. It says from, and it says where you're starting location. And it's like, and then the people will be like, because I'm the only one who fucking gets it, and I'm the only one who didn't forget all of my stuff at home every single day of training, and I'm the only one that had a fucking pen. Jesus Christ. And so people are like, this guy has pens. This guy like has materials. I can look at his sheet. This guy knows what a departure time is. And so like, instead of asking the instructor, everybody's constantly coming to me. And like, even on our first day of like actual work, I'm trying to listen to the announcements and people are like, I don't know how to clock in. I don't know what my password is. It's like, they wrote down your password and it's like, it's not working. It's like, have you never used a computer? I can't fix you not putting a password in right. And so like and again, they can ask literally anybody because it's not that I know how this stuff works. I'm just not a dipshit. And so I don't fail at these tasks. And but I don't know what their points of failure are. And so then they're like bothering me. Can I borrow a pen? How do I log in? Like, how do I clock in? It's like, they gave us a sheet. It says to clock in. Like, it says how to do it. It says, type this here, type that there, press OK. It's not like, what's the confusion? And then like the guy who's training us is like, hey, you're supposed to be out in the yard. And I'm like, I know these people won't leave me the fuck alone. But it's, God damn it. I'm going to try this. Okay. Not very blue raspberry. Maybe old. I don't know. Maybe it's blue raspberry. It kind of has a not flat flavor, but it doesn't have a strong flavor.
No, that's really... It tastes like, I don't know, like weak Red Bull with some blueberry, maybe. Yeah,
to me it tastes like a weak Mountain Dew Voltage. And so I'm wondering if there's ginseng in it, because Mountain Dew Voltage has some ginseng flavor to it. But yeah, it tastes kind of weak. I mean, I don't dislike it. I would drink the whole thing other than it's an energy drink, and I don't think I want to have an energy drink at 5 p.m.
Yeah, I don't. It's the guarana extract, maybe.
Guarana, I love that flavor.
That might be what we're tasting here.
Man, what is it called? So something Antarctica. Yeah, at the Brazilian steakhouses, they usually have like, it's guarana Antarctica. I think they have like a guarana flavored soda that like I really love. It tastes a lot like Monster, which is also like guarana flavored. But I fucking love that shit. Apparently, that soda used to taste like ass. Like it was really bitter and terrible. Then someone was like, what if we made it good? And like, then they made it good. And it became, I think it was probably popular. No, it wasn't. It was very unpopular. And then they made it good. And then it took off. Go figure. Yeah. What do you think?
I don't think I'd drink that again, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would drink that, but not again. Like I'd finish the can if it wasn't so late. Also, I'm trying to not do much caffeine. I'm actually flirting with caffeine a little bit again. But when I have it after like 2 or 3, it really fucks me up. But yeah, I would drink it, but I wouldn't buy it. Not bad. Just a little weak. Again, like I would rather have Mountain Dew Voltage. It just tastes a little bit better.
I wonder if any money actually went to someone involved with Ted Lasso, or if this was just totally model. I mean, it has a Warner Brothers trademark on the back.
Yeah, I would buy. Well, I would buy if it's like Spencer's Old Timey Lemonade, where they just engaged this company and said, we'll pay you $600 for a 12-pack or something and put these wraps on it. Well, here's the Photoshop. It's probably something like that for most promotional purposes, if I had to guess.
I bet you get away with a lot of just pretending you have a license because companies are so disorganized, they don't know who they've licensed what.
Yeah, because who do they contact? You're like in the mist by the time like you're running away with the bag. Like that's the thing. You put the Warner Brothers logo on the thing, and people are like Warner Brothers is looking at us like, when did we approve this? When's lunch? They just stop. But yeah, man. But that was kind of delicious. But what was also kind of delicious was Megalopolis. I really wish you saw this movie. I actually had the thought that maybe we should go see it together before the podcast. And maybe we should before the podcast that we're currently doing. But then I was like, I don't think I want to watch it again. Which is a weird thing to say about a movie I claim to enjoy. But man, that fucking movie was awesome. I mean, a famously easy audience. I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Well, really enjoy it maybe a bit. I'm a contrarian, right? So everyone was like, this movie is god awful. And I came in being like, it might be god awful, but like, that'll be good for me. I'll have fun with that. And so I think like trying so hard to enjoy it is part of why I enjoyed it. It's hard to say, I feel like I had a bias coming into it, but like, man, I fucking loved it. It starts with like a picture of like a Greek temple kind of thing with like this text on it. That's like just some shit. I don't know what it says. Like when a death of an empire happens, it's like not very good to happen or something. And how does the empire know that it's going to be dying? Or it's something like that. But I either before that or after that, I think it was before that, it said Megalopolis, a fable. And here's the thing, Kevin, this movie is a fable. So when people are like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? It's like, it's because it's a fable. Shut the fuck up. Like, why did the fox get mad at the grapes? It's a fable. Like, it doesn't make fucking sense. Are you expecting this movie to make sense? It's a fable. You fucking Philistine. You fucking idiot. It's not supposed to make sense. It's a fable. But like, I really do think, like, I'm imagining, like, and I've been talking to people about this movie because I really like it. And I've been mentioning, like, this is the first Coppola film I've ever watched. And boy, howdy, is it his best work. But no, I did really enjoy it. But I was imagining people like actors and stuff being like, doesn't this not make any fucking sense? And he's like, you idiot, it's a fable. Like it's supposed to be like that because it does feel like at any point that's not making sense. It's like, it's because it's supposed to be like farcical and heightened and nonsensical, like on purpose. There's people saying that they didn't like the direction of it. And again, I haven't watched good directed movies. So like, I don't watch classic good films or anything. But like, I thought that it's throwing so many images at you, sometimes images transposed over other images, which is very messy. And it was like, visually, it was very messy and kinetic and crazy, but it was kind of like a circus. Like I was like, if you kind of let it wash over you, it's like, I mean, it's interesting. There's this big scene in the middle that's like this huge, like, I don't know, almost like an orgy, kind of like this massive celebration. There's like not circus animals. There's like circus performers and like contortionists and stuff. The worst part of the movie was one of those contortionists looked like a guy that was just green screened and copied multiple times. So it was like 7 guys doing identical things. And it was just so clearly green screened. It looked really bad. It's like, you could composite this so much better. Like, I don't know why. I mean, there's stuff that had to be composited all throughout the movie. You couldn't tell except in that one scene. But yeah, like, but that part was like this kind of heightened Caligula kind of like crazy moment. There is like, it was in like, the city is called New Rome City, which is like supposed to be an analog of New York City a little bit. But like at this big party, it's like a wedding. No, it's a bunch of stuff. I can't remember. The plot is complicated but simple. But yeah, so like in that part, there's like, it's supposed to be like a Roman Colosseum. So you're seeing like battles and like, I want to say like arena shit going on. And then there's like hardcore chariot races going around in circles and everyone's like partying and stuff. it's really, but it's like, there's a lot of visuals. But the basic premise of the movie is that New Rome City is a dying empire, and it's dying mostly under the thrall of Giancarlo Esposito. Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Who's playing Mayor Cicero. If you want to, it's a fable. You can call people Mayor Cicero in a fable. Okay. But so he's like this greedy capitalist, corrupt mayor who, he's blowing up like tenement buildings to put up like casinos and stuff. And then Adam Driver is part of this thing called like the design department, which is this vaguely defined, seemingly government entity that like has the capacity to redesign new development, much to Cicero's chagrin. And so one of the first things that happened in the movie is Adam Driver, he's like climbing onto a building and he's about to fall off and he goes, "Time, stop!" And time stops, which allows him to stop falling and also allows him to step back onto the ledge, which, it's a fable. But before that actually is the writing on the wall of that Greek temple. And it's fucking Lawrence Fishburne, like into this crazy, like gravitas narrator voice being like, and it's kind of like John Wick, where he's saying like crazy shit all the time. And he's saying like whatever. And then like it transitions to him like talking more. And then he's like just driving a car talking. And it's like, this was like a narrator voice. This sounded like something, and I think he actually was writing it in some big journal. But it's like, so you're not the narrator. You're just the guy who's saying this crazy shit. I mean, it's a fable. But, man, it was so, and so Lawrence Fishburne is Adam Driver's driver. So he's not like a very like high level character. He's just around, and he doesn't always say crazy shit. After that point, like he's being the narrator, but not on screen. Like, so the voice is being the narrator, but otherwise he's just driving around and being there. And so again, the empire's in decline. Adam Driver's trying to save it. He has this new thing called the Megalon, which is a new technology that's miraculous in millions of ways. And he's using it to design the way he rebuilds the city. And so like, did you have a question?
No, go ahead.
So Cicero, and Adam Driver are coming to head because like, they're like, the city should be like this. It should be like that. And in the book I read about screenwriting, it talks about the use of miniatures. And very early on, there's like this large, massive like model of the entire city. And they're on these weird swaying like platforms above the city. And they're like arguing over like how the city should be made. And it's like, again, I'm not going to say that's good storytelling, but it's good use of miniatures because the movie is about that. It's about like Adam Driver and Mayor Cicero being like, well, how should we do the city? Like, what should the control be like? What should we do? Anyway, so then like Cicero has a daughter and the daughter is like into Adam Driver and then she sees him stop time, which, so her time isn't stopped and she sees it. And so she's like, what the fuck is going on? So she like sneaks in to meet him. And that's where that famous scene, which went viral, whereas like, you think your Edmund college education entitles you to plumb the depths of my Emersonian mind or something like that? I don't know. And then she's like, entitles me? And it's so funny because the whole movie, that's one of the more reasonable scenes in the whole movie. And people are like showing that being like, this is the craziest scene I've ever heard. It's like, you should see the fucking movie. Like, it's insane. It's wall-to-wall insanity. But so yeah, basically they're fighting. She's kind of helping him. And, then he has like, he crashes out basically. He gets like implicated in a sex scandal with this character who basically exists to be, she's a Vestal Virgin, which is like, the city has these Vestal Virgins that they auction off as like a show of faith in the city. And so at this big celebration I was talking about, she's being auctioned off. And then like the antagonist, Shia LaBeouf, who when I found out that was Shia LaBeouf and not some other guy, I was so pissed. I was like, I don't want to watch fucking Shia LaBeouf in a movie, you pieces of shit. But so like he like puts up a video of Adam Driver having sex with the Vestal Virgin, thus sullying her and ruining her market value, I guess, in the auction. And that like ruins him and he's like going nuts and it's a big scandal. And so it turns out that was a deep fake. And so not only did he not do sex crimes, but also the Vestal Virgin is like an older lady from a different country. So it's not like she's not even a real virgin. She was like passed off as like a virgin. I don't think they use the term virgin. I don't know. It's like this purity Vestal thing. But so Aubrey Plaza is doing crazy shit in the movie. Everybody's doing crazy shit in the movie. It feels like every actor was like, I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna make fucking choices. And none of them like really match. Like everyone's on different levels all the time. Adam Driver is amazing in the whole movie. And he's doing that too. It's just like, I think his magnetism and stuff like works in a way that everyone else's like choices aren't really. But, so yeah, so she the girl is like the main character basically, and she's following around Adam Driver and trying to like be like, what's his deal, you know? And they're following him around, and they follow him into like this weird place where he's like seeing his like comatose wife, because this mayor is like, you killed your wife, you motherfucker, and he's like, I got off, like I was found innocent, like you can't hold this over me. And so then he's like seeing his wife, and she's like in a coma in this room, and it's this beautiful like golden lighting, and then the girl is like watching it, and the whole room's empty, and like because like he's like having a delusion or something. I don't know. It's not clear the way I'm telling it. It actually is very clear if you're a genius like me. But so yeah, so he's like trying to design the city, and like he's designing the city using the Megalon, which is like a magic technology that like ties in with his time stop powers, and so he's like drawing stuff, and he's like creating this like psychic crystal in the air above him, and it has like reflections of his wife and possible futures and stuff. And he's like looking at, I don't think he's looking at it, but it's like inspiring him as he's like drawing his design for the city. And but yeah, he loses his power as a result of that scandal, and so he can't stop time anymore. He's like, I can't stop time anymore. And you know, the girl eventually becomes like his like aide, and kind of is the reason he's able to more easily maneuver Cicero. Basically, she's like the man inside on the government, kind of giving him a leg up. And then eventually, like, she's like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I can't stop time anymore. And she's like, you can do it for me, you know? And then he does. And then he does it. They do it together. They stop time together. And then he kind of has his mojo back. Oh, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. Everything's so crazy constantly. It goes on for too long, because eventually they have like this kind of loving, happy ending where they like, I don't want to spoil too much. I mean, I don't think I've spoiled too much, other than like the virgin kind of subplot. But at this point, there will be spoilers, and you should see this movie. But you should also listen to the spoilers and then see it. But there's a point at which Shia LaBeouf becomes a fascist, where he always was. It's unclear. He's a shitty person, and so he becomes a fascist. And one of his fascist followers tries to kill Adam Driver because they think like, oh, that'll make Shia LaBeouf happy. And he shoots him in the head. And I'm like, oh shit, he's dead. And then they rush him to the hospital, where the girl uses the power of the Megalon to like heal his brain, because the Megalon is so magically powerful that it can like save him. And then it's kind of revealed that man, those scenes are fucking awesome. The thing is, you can't expect, like, don't like be like, this is gonna be a normal movie, because Kevin, it's a fable. Okay. But like the scene where he's like between life and death is like really cool and strange and crazy. And here's the thing about this movie. I didn't see it in IMAX. I saw it in a pretty small theater. I couldn't hear so much of the dialogue because the audio mix was so fucked. So like, I don't know how normal that was, but like, also I was like, am I just deaf? Like, are other people hearing the dialogue in a way I'm not? Like, who knows? But so it was actually really hard. I wanted subtitles because it was really hard for me to understand the dialogue. And like everything they're saying is fucking crazy constantly. And they're saying so much stuff over a lot of it. So they heal, like they heal him with the power of the Megalon. And then he has like this big bandaged face, and he like comes back to life, you know? And then like he has like this golden glowing like eye socket from like the Megalon. And then a couple scenes later, his face is just totally fine. But yeah, so I feel like honestly at about that point, or no, before he died, like I think if the movie ended, it could have like been, I think people wouldn't have hated it so much. I think like once he gets shot, it's like, wait, the movie's not ending, and there's like still a good chunk of time left. And you're like, now what the fuck? Like I'm still in this. And I do think the proper resolution of the movie ends up being good because, like, you know, he conquers death, he kind of wins back, and he gains control of the city, you know, and but yeah, it's just like, I think like the final kind of thing he says is like really interesting. It's just talking about human potential and stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of free. We should actually watch this. But I kind of want to see it again. But yeah, so like, there's that scene, you know, that famous, the scene where the person talks in the audience. Do you remember? Like that was in the news and stuff. That like, that scene, everybody was clowning on it. It like literally made me cry because like the whole screen goes down to like a box in the bottom 6 of the screen. And so now he's just in this little box, and then he's in a press conference. And so the question that the audience asks is like a press conference question being asked to him. And it's like, it like unlocks the whole, like, I think I put together the movie a little before that point. Yeah, I did. But like at that point, it really like states the premise. And the premise is basically that capitalism is like this crumbling empire. It's destroying art. It's destroying humans. It's destroying beauty. It has no intent. It just is. It's this rotting, dying tree that's going to come bring us all down. It's going to kill us all. And all this pain and all this trauma is inevitable. But the only thing that you can do with it is channel it with love and into art. Like he talks about like, oh, like he's like, you know, love exists outside of time. It exists outside of pain, and you're going to have pain, but there's love. I don't know exactly how he puts it. Probably pretty clumsily. I don't know. But like, so like the whole movie is about the restorative power of art, because people have trauma. They have pain. And they don't know what to do. And pain kind of exists throughout time. And, you know, we don't have a legacy. Like, what is a legacy? What does it mean to exist in this human society? We get cast aside by the machine that's trying to kill us all, blows up all our houses. And, like, what do? You channel that pain into art. And art is eternal and everlasting and healing. And it is a legacy forever. We see the fucking statues from Greece and Rome and stuff because that's art, and that's what we value from them. We don't care about the people that were there. You know, we care about the art they created. And like, that's like the only meaning we can have in life. And I just have a soft spot for like anything about it, about like the art and the creative process. That's why I like The Boy and the Heron. But so like, it's a bit muddy just because architecture in a city doesn't feel like art. It feels closer to doing city stuff, which is also what Mayor Cicero is doing, is city stuff. But like, if you go like, it's an artist, it's art, it's filmmaking or something, like it really unlocks it all, which is like his time stop powers is like this godlike power he's been granted through like embracing pain and turning it into art and love, like using that to spread love throughout the universe. And it gives him God powers. Like he can walk on air, like he can stop time, you know, and like, and it starts to connect. And then when he loses his power, it's because his like pain and trauma is like disconnected from him, that creative spirit. And so reconnecting with the girl, like she's like, stop time for me. He gets it back because he's been holding all this pain about his wife. But what they reveal when he like gets shot in the head is like his wife goes off a cliff. And like in that moment, like he understands the secrets of the Megalon, and that like gives him this like masterful power by being able to channel his pain into eternity and stuff. And it's like this healing thing. And that's why the girl has more of a medicine background. And so she like doing her version of art is also like being able to bring back someone from death to life. And so it fully restores his like blown up face, which is impossible. Like it doesn't make any sense other than the fact that it's a fucking fable. It's like a metaphor for art. And so like in that moment, he like says it, and it's just like, it's like, oh my God, like it's all so clear. It like really is really clear. And then at the end, you know, it's showing like his whole city's unfurling, the megalopolis is unfurling, and it's like everyone's loving it. It's utopian and stuff. And it's like, yeah, like this is a society that actually values art. And like the Vestal Virgin is like, oh, you know, it's this crass consumerism. You have to sell and put money in papers. And they're not saying that. They're being like, because we love art. Like, it's all a farce. It's all fake. You're saying it's a version that's perfect virgin that's pure and everything, but it's not. It's just a lie to get money. And that doesn't mean like, don't make art. It just means you have to understand. There's this other character I haven't talked about at all, but he's just this really old guy who has a ton of money. He has like the most money of everyone. And Aubrey Plaza marries him for money. And then at the end, like, you know, he like he kind of is like, oh, I want to give Adam Driver all my money. And it's kind of like, I bet this is like Coppola, because he has like rich kids and he's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what is my legacy going to be? And it's like, I guess it's going to be spending a lot of money on this movie, on this art. Like, it's like saying like art matters. I don't know. I just really think it worked on like these weird symbolic levels. It didn't work on very literal levels, because fables don't work on literal levels, because it doesn't matter that the fox is mad about sour grapes and saying they're sour. It's like a metaphor, right? You know? And I think it really works on a metaphorical level. It just like, it's really messy. And they're saying crazy shit constantly. And you're seeing so much crazy shit. And the plot is really complicated. And Adam Driver isn't making the message very clear. He's constantly talking about time. He's like, time, time, time. You know, I don't understand time. It goes forward, it stops, it goes different ways. And it's like, you know, but again, it's about like the legacy of art and stuff. But it's I don't know. I really liked it so much. I was talking to my friend Guterman about it, and he was really not liking it. And I was like explaining like this art metaphor and love and stuff and pain. And he was like, you know, I should rewatch it with that in mind, because like, I think like when you're like buying that message of it, like you really forgive it of a lot of the flaws, because it's just like cool shit. Because he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make this crazy fucking movie. It's gonna be wall-to-wall crazy fucking shit. Everyone's gonna be talking about crazy shit. One of the earlier things that happens is what Adam Driver is like lecturing the girl when she comes into his office, and he holds up a book that's like Siddhartha by Herman Hesse, and he just holds it up and puts it back down. And it's like, that's the thing. Like, if you're not gonna buy into a movie where people are holding up random books to camera and then putting them back down to be all like, there's weird shit going on, buddy, strap in. Like, you're not going to enjoy it. But like, if you are like on that level, like, and you're just being like, I'm just going to let this wash over me. The thing is, like, I honestly think it could work better with no dialogue, just like or if they were talking in like a Simlish, you know, like a fake language or something, because I think you get most of the plot moves without the specifics. And I honestly think that maybe the love and the magic of it all kind of plays better without the words kind of complicating it. Because it's like, yeah, he stops time, you know, and he like makes this weird crystal, you know, it's like, it's magic. It's clearly magic. But the fact that they're not like talking about it like magic, I think it kind of muddies the metaphor and stuff. But man, really insane fucking movie. Obviously really messy. I'm not going to like really defend it. Like, I think any flaws people find in it are flaws, but I think it's because the plot is simple. It's about this guy who's losing his grip of his republic, or his empire, his crumbling empire. That's the end state capitalism, late stage capitalism. And there's an artist that's like the only one trying to stop it by turning his pain into love through art. And it's like, it works. And like, that is a simple message. The movie could have been so much simpler to like make that message hit home more, but then it wouldn't be fucking insane. And I think it's kind of important how insane it is, because it's like, he's this old motherfucker. He's making this crazy movie with his money, right? I think he like self-financed and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I just want to make it all crazy. Like, it's like, yeah, you do. Like, you've earned this. Like, you can make whatever, like, you can do whatever you want, man. I'm here, you know, like, we're in the seats. So yeah, man, you have any thoughts?
You sound exactly like me trying to explain Tenet to people. You know, that movie?
Yeah.
We're like, hey, no, that's a metaphor. And yeah, I didn't understand what they were saying at that point either, but please watch it again. It makes more sense the second time you watch it, and no one listening to me. But yeah, that
I hated Tenet. Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah. I was not on board for it. If I was trying to be on board for it, I probably would have got a lot out of it.
This sounds like a better movie.
No. Tenet's much better.
I don't know. I mean, Tenet really annoyed me. I still told everyone to watch it, but there were so many flaws with that movie.
Yeah, I felt like it was trying too hard to do the plot device and make it fit, that it almost fit worse than it would have. Like, because like, you know, in the very beginning where they pick up the gun and do reverse shooting?
Yes.
They loaded a real complete bullet into the gun. And I don't know, I'd have to rewatch, but I thought the bullet had the actual slug. So, like, it couldn't suck a slug into it.
Yes.
Because it's not reversed.
It doesn't make sense.
So, like, and that's, like, the first hint we get of, like, the world building. Like, I think after that point onward, it mostly does track, but that is very out of step with everything else that happens. And it's the first thing. And I'm like, but wait, that still doesn't make sense.
I think that was, like, a deliberate this is what I'm telling myself anyway.
No, I'm sure.
A deliberate, like, hey, if you can't get past this plot hole, the rest of the movie is not going to work for you. So if you, I'm going to piss you off right now.
That makes sense.
And if you can't get past this point, just don't even finish watching.
Yeah, like saying it's a fable.
Yeah, it's really like, I don't know, like just almost like breaking the fourth wall a little bit, lampshade hanging kind of thing of like, we're not trying to make sense here.
Right. But they were explaining the thing that the movie was going to be. Like, no, I think you're right. I think like they had to be all like, here's how it works. You can even imagine that was a studio note, right? Like we have to actually show it working or something, something like that. But yeah, it's interesting. So I actually have something. Ugh. Talk about a final level. Nope. That's my work thing. Kim and Phil time.
Okay. I don't know. Spencer didn't tell me what this is, so
I bought a gun.
I'm going to be... Spencer's going to kill me, everybody. This is our last episode.
Yeah.
I hope you continue the podcast without me.
Where is it?
He's got a school shooter bag, I think, that he's trying to find his...
I got this from an Army Naval Surplus.
Oh. Okay. So is this the magic... Okay, let's see here. This is, I'm guessing. So you said you made me a deck here.
I made Kevin a magic deck that I was going to give to him in person if he ever came to LA again. And he did.
This is how he got me to come back.
Right. And you weren't even thinking of that, but I did.
I'm very impressed.
I remembered.
I'm very impressed.
Read off what are some of the cards you're seeing?
Okay. Zorline Cosmos Caller.
There you go.
Some Swamp.
Yep.
Vanishing Light. Lunar Convocation.
Lunar Convocation.
Oh yeah. Some Scales of Shale.
Yep.
Some Planes.
I made Kevin a Bloomborough deck. A bat deck.
A lot of Swamp.
Yeah, you need those.
Okay.
I play Magic with Abed sometimes, and he calls it Bloomsbury, which is very funny.
That's very Abed.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe we should make a separate video of me teaching you how to play. But I got you a deck, and now you can have a deck, I guess.
I'm gonna learn a lot now.
I need people to play with, really, but you have the deck.
Okay.
That's one piece of the puzzle.
We're step one now of me learning how to play. Sorry, this is not very good entertainment.
No, it's fine.
Browsing through the cards.
It's all good.
I'm really interested in this. Thank you so much for doing this for me too. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, I brought two other decks that are like pretty decent for beginners, and I'm prepared to give you those as well.
Okay.
Because it's nice to have more than one deck, so you can like give one to someone else and play with them.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm intrigued. Sorry, I need to put this down.
No, it's okay.
I'm really interested. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
This is really nice of you.
And that's the power of art and love and pain. Do you know how painful I feel right now?
Give us like a sense of 1 to 10.
I think I'm having a heart attack. Okay. I know what Jeff was like when Jeff was drinking any soda on the podcast now. I think Ted Lasso is giving me that.
He is mocking you, I think.
Yeah. He's showing me a British flag as if to say, go fuck yourself. But yeah, we got to play. We got to watch Megalopolis. And yeah, that's our show. Tune in next time for something.
We don't know what. There's something coming in.
Yeah.
We're shooting this kind of like in any order, so I don't know what's going to be next.
Yeah, I'm trying to record a few. I don't know. I like the idea of being ahead. I don't know. Maybe this will come out somewhere else. Maybe we'll put this on Patreon. I don't think we will. But hey, we'll figure it out. But that's the show. Check out Megalopolis. Understand that it's a metaphor about pain and art and love. And I hope I didn't spoil too much. But I really do think it's a very interesting movie. It gets in its own way constantly in a million ways. But I still thought it was really cool because everyone hated it, which is an important facet to my personality. And so until next time, time stop! Okay.